let's make this clear. Bailey Zappe is not the guy, okay? 13 to 25, 141 yards. He played much better, granted, in the second half against the Chargers than he did in the first half. But right out of the gate, you see Zappe throwing behind his receivers. These are throws that even Mac Jones makes. Easy, 5-10 yards throws. He's not leading the receivers. He's throwing behind them. So there were a lot of drops early because of that. He got it together a little bit in the second half. Certainly had a strong start to the third quarter, but can't really scramble out of the pocket, make those throws on the run that you see NFL quarterbacks make. And he had to take a lot of sacks. His offensive line did not help him out. He ended up taking 5 sacks throughout the game. Yeah, he had a rating of about 69. Didn't turn the ball over, but there were plenty of plays where he probably should have. And I think the biggest issue with Zappe is he makes... It's not that he doesn't make the right read. You saw late in the game, he threw it to Hunter Henry. He's just late with it, and maybe he just needs a little bit more experience, and he will get better at that. I don't think Zappe's a lost cause. I think he's a good number 3 on the depth chart for a decent NFL team, but he's just a little bit late on those reads, and that's why Hunter Henry, who was open for a second, was no longer open when the ball reached him late in the game, and that's why he's throwing behind his receivers. He can take all the first-team snaps. It doesn't matter. He's very limited. He's somehow less athletic with his legs than Mac Jones. He has a better arm than Mac Jones, but he's delayed in the reads relative to Mac Jones, so he's seemingly less accurate, even though he may not actually be. But there are no good options here. I say, and I've been saying this all season long, since about 10 minutes into the Dallas Cowboys game, that the Patriots should give Malik Cunningham a chance. Put together a simplified game plan. Rumor was going into this game they had some packages designed for Malik Cunningham. Well, he didn't see any playing time today, even though he was number 2 on the QB depth chart. Mac Jones, although he was in the active roster, he did seem to be the third quarterback there, wasn't really warming up before offensive series. He basically just sat down there or stood on the sideline the whole game. So I don't think we're going to see Mac the rest of the year. They'll probably ride it out with Bailey another few weeks, maybe, and then maybe you give Malik Cunningham a try. I say you do it right away, see what you got there, because who knows, maybe Malik Cunningham is athletic enough that you go, wow, okay, if we have some weapons and a little bit more protection, this is a guy we could work with. And maybe we don't address the quarterback position in round 1. We get a Marvin Harrison Jr., one of those really good tackles that are probably going to go in the top 10. You do that, and then you get, maybe Jaden Daniels falls, maybe Penix or Bo Nix falls to the second round. Then you get one of those guys, and then you develop them alongside Cunningham within an offseason. You put Bailey Zappe at third string or do something like that. But at some point, you got to see what you got with him, right? I mean, he is taking quarterback snaps in practice. He is number 2 on the depth chart. And I think it's safe to say Bailey Zappe is not the guy at this point. I don't think the Patriots are going to do that heading into a quick turnaround Thursday night game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You probably give it to Zappe in that scenario, but we see a similar performance that we saw today, even though, again, Zappe was a little bit better in the second half. But those limitations get exposed against Pittsburgh. And then you got a week and a half to prepare for Kansas City, a game you're going to lose anyway. Why not try it out with Malik Cunningham there? But Bailey, good to see him out there and good to see him not turn the ball over, but there are so many limitations out there, and maybe he can correct it with time, with a little bit more experience on the field, but this guy is nothing more than a low-level backup, probably a third-string quarterback.